Real Time with Bill Maher, Season 23, Episode 23 is another wild ride through the world of American politics, pop culture, and media, all delivered with Bill Maher's signature blend of sharp wit, sarcasm, and unapologetic honesty. The show, which has been a staple on HBO since 2003, continues to push boundaries and spark debate, and this episode is no exception. If you missed it or just want to relive the best moments, here's a detailed recap and ending explained in simple, casual English. The episode kicks off with the familiar theme song and animated graphics, setting the stage for a night of lively discussion and comedy. Bill Maher steps out to thunderous applause, greeting the audience and immediately diving into his opening monologue. As always, Maher's jokes are topical, biting, and sometimes controversial. He riffs on the latest political headlines, poking fun at both sides of the aisle and setting the tone for the rest of the show. Maher's monologue is packed with references to breaking news, including the ongoing war in Ukraine, Trump and Putin's supposed bros before hoes, weekend in Alaska, and the never-ending cycle of political drama in Washington, D.C. He jokes about Trump's obsession with his ballroom, the crime rates in the Capitol, and the absurdity of politicians' responses to real-world problems. The audience laughs, groans, and applauds as Maher skewers everyone from Republicans to Democrats, making it clear that no one is safe from his comedic wrath. After the monologue, Maher welcomes his first guest for a one-on-one interview. This week, it's Thomas Chatterton Williams, a staff writer at The Atlantic and author of Summer of Our Discontent, The Age of Certainty and the Demise of Discourse. The conversation quickly turns to the cultural and political upheaval of 2020, with Williams arguing that the wokeness movement and progressive politics have backfired in some ways, paving the way for Trump's return to office. Maher and Williams discuss the impact of social justice movements, the backlash against merit-based systems, and the rise of identity politics. The interview is thoughtful, provocative, and full of moments that make you think about the state of American society. Next, Maher brings out his panel guests, Walter Kern, a best-selling author and editor at large of County Highway newspaper, and Molly Jong, host of the Fast Politics podcast and author Lose Your Mother, a daughter's memoir. The panel dives into the latest political controversies, including the Trump-Putin meeting, the state of the economy, and the ongoing debate over crime and homelessness in Washington, D.C. The discussion is lively, with each guest bringing their own perspective and expertise to the table. Maher keeps the conversation moving, challenging his guests and injecting humor into even the most serious topics. One of the standout moments of the episode is Maher's satirical bit about recruitment posters, which he compares to Starship Troopers but with Mexicans. The segment is both hilarious and pointed, highlighting the absurdity of some government policies and the way they're marketed to the public. Maher's ability to blend comedy with social commentary is on full display, and the audience eats it up. As the panel discussion continues, Maher and his guests tackle issues like inflation, the impact of tariffs, and the role of AI in the future of work. They debate the effectiveness of Trump's economic policies, the challenges facing the Democratic Party, and the importance of inspiring moderates to vote in primaries. The conversation is unfiltered and uncensored, with Maher and his guests freely expressing their opinions and occasionally clashing over the details. The episode also features Maher's New Rules segment, where he delivers a series of comedic editorials on everything from TikTok trends to organ donation mishaps. The final new rule is always a highlight, serving as Maher's closing editorial monologue. This week, he calls out the Democratic Party for being weak and woke, arguing that they need to get their act together if they want to compete with the Republicans. Maher urges Democrats to inspire their base, stand up for their principles, and stop being afraid of their own fringe elements. The segment is both funny and thought-provoking, leaving viewers with plenty to ponder. Throughout the episode, Maher's guests contribute their own insights and anecdotes, making the show feel like a true roundtable discussion. Walter Kern shares stories about his experiences in politics and media, while Molly Jong fast offers her perspective on parenting, celebrity culture, and the challenges of raising children in today's world. The panelists don't always agree, but their debates are respectful and engaging, showcasing the kind of discourse that Maher believes is essential to a healthy democracy. One of the recurring themes of the episode is the idea that American politics has become increasingly polarized and performative. Maher and his guests discuss how social media, cable news, and partisan echo chambers have contributed to a culture of outrage and division. They lament the loss of genuine debate and the rise of performance of progressive values, where people say what they think others want to hear rather than expressing their true beliefs. The conversation touches on everything from college campuses to the role of professors in shaping young minds, highlighting the complexities of navigating today's political landscape. The episode also delves into the impact of COVID-19, the racial reckoning of 2020, and the ongoing debate over police reform. Maher and his guests discuss the consequences of dismantling police departments, the rise in crime rates, and the challenges of balancing public safety with social justice. They explore the ways in which privilege and inequality have shaped the response to the pandemic, with wealthier Americans able to stay home and have food delivered, while essential workers bear the brunt of the risk. As the show nears its end, Maher reflects on the importance of honest conversation and the need for both parties to engage in meaningful debate. He criticizes the tendency of some Democrats to avoid tough questions and hide from controversy, arguing that true progress requires courage and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. Maher's closing remarks are a call to action, urging viewers to demand more from their leaders and to participate in the democratic process. The episode wraps up with Maher thanking his guests and encouraging viewers to check out Club Random and Overtime on YouTube. The energy in the studio is high, and the audience leaves with plenty to think about. Real Time with Bill Maher Season 23 Episode 23 is a masterclass in political talk show entertainment, blending comedy, commentary, and debate in a way that only Maher can. If you're a fan of Real Time or just interested in the latest political drama, this episode is a must-watch. It's packed with memorable moments, sharp insights, and the kind of unfiltered opinions that have made the show a staple of HBO's lineup for over 2 decades. Whether you agree with Maher or not, there's no denying that he knows how to keep things interesting and get people talking.